a physical meditation. And meditation, as I know it anyway, is when we are attempting to, in some way, train our attention to being able to simply dwell continuously on a single focus. And that focus can be the body, it can be your breath, it can be an experience, a memory, it can be something that we want to maybe reignite in our life. So when we practice yoga, I'm going to encourage you to use this time to practice being present in your body doing yoga. And when you find that the mind has drifted away and suddenly the to-do list is starting to, go over, you're going over your to-do list, you're rehearsing for a conversation that you need to have with somebody in the future, or you are resenting a conversation that you had with somebody in the past, or just about anything that isn't really acknowledging that this is where you are and this is what you're doing. When you recognize that showing up, it's just simply acknowledging that you're alive. And again, meditation is a training. That's why we call this practice. We're just practicing, knowing that with practice we can get a little bit better, but there's always a little bit better available to us in this practice. So we're going to breathe, and we're going to be aware of our body, and we're going to try to move slowly tonight. So we really are with ourself and our practice. So even through the transitions where we move from one pose to another, let that be an opportunity to not wander off metaphorically in the mind, but to simply stay present and observe. So if you haven't done so already, start to establish a relationship here with your breath and simply become aware that you're breathing without changing anything. And come to notice the sensations that you feel within your body as you're breathing in, and what sensations you feel as you breathe out. So again, there's no right or wrong or good or bad with our awareness of breath. It just is what it is. So sometimes the breath can be perceived as an energy, and we breathe in this life force. And as we know, when we breathe out, we're breathing out from our body outward. So we're returning back to the universe what was once inside us. And that has to be good. So maybe we see our breath in that pattern of breathing in energy and releasing energy. Maybe we see it as a light or a color coming in and out. Maybe we choose to feel the breath again in body sensations of belly expanding, chest expanding. Maybe it's choosing to feel the breath and the silkiness of the breath and this movement of air sliding in, up and down the throat. Or maybe, again, it's right on the tip of the nostrils, where the cool air from the room is drawn into the body, and then the heated air inside the body is then expelled. So we're just going to hang out here for another minute or so. And so just watching our breath, feeling our body. And when things show up, acknowledging something is showing up, and then just simply starting again. Come back to the body, come back to the breath. No judgment. It's not a failure. It's just what happens. And we give ourselves permission to just begin again. We're going to start to become more active now in our breath as we prepare for asana. So again, we're breathing in and out through the nose, just starting to become more active in the breath, letting the breath become more deeper and more fuller, and making sure that the exhalation is complete. That is, that there's no residual stale air left in the body. We push it all out. And we're drawing air in down to the bottom of the belly and filling from the bottom up to the top. And we're releasing in our exhale from the top down to the bottom. So even though we're in different spaces in our practice, let's breathe together. So starting with an inhale here, breathe in through the nose, fill up your belly, fill up the chest, bring the breath right up to your collarbone, and now changing directions and exhale from the collar, the chest, and now engage those stomach muscles and squeeze all the stale breath out of your belly. Starting with a new breath, inhale, filling from the bottom into the middle and filling right up to the top, and now exhaling from the top, the middle, and the bottom. 3 more, guys. Inhale, filling and filling and filling and filling, and now releasing and returning and letting it all go. Another breath here. Inhale, fill up, another little sip, and then exhale, exhale, exhale. This is our last breath this way. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, let it go. A slight change here. Inhale through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Oh. Let's take another deep breath in through the nose. And let's sigh it out. Oh. Really nice. So just let your breath land back into a natural pattern. And we're going to start to wake our body up. So let's start to move our fingers. Start to wiggle our toes. Start to move some circles with our wrists and ankles. Engage through the elbows and the knees. And then take a big inhale. Inhale here, drag your legs together. Take your arms up and over your head and give yourself a big, big wake up stretch. Point your toes, reach the fingers forward, and then exhale, relax. Pull the knees up into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. And then relax the squeeze on the legs just enough that you can start to organically just start to shimmy and shake and move a little bit here. Just rock from side to side. Maybe a little bit of a little circle. You may want to even take a knee into each of your hands, and you can make little circles with your knees. Thinking about making like a figure 8 with the knees connecting together and then circling out away from each other. And if you're doing that, then just think about reversing that circle right now. And then we're just going to simply bring our feet onto the floor. Take our right arm, we're going to reach it over the head and then roll over to our right side into a fetal position. And I'll have you just hold this position for just a moment. Snuggle those knees up nice and tight. Close your eyes. Again, just connect to the moment. And let's set an intention for the practice. So again, an intention is a wonderful way of practicing what it is that we intend to create, what we intend to make happen. So when we get onto our mat, the intention should be about our practice. What is it that we're going to use our practice for? What are we going to use this next hour to, in some way, create change in our life? We're going to be challenging ourselves. Yoga, that's what yoga does. It challenges us physically and mentally. The challenge will create change. There is no change without challenge. So where do you want to bring change into your life? Is it your physical body? I want to make it stronger. I want to make it stay limber. I want to add more energy, a sense of energy to my body. I want to lose some weight. Or is it the other side? I'm here to let my mind go, just to release all of these stressful thoughts, all the fears, all the anxiety, just releasing the thinking mind and just be comfortable in being present in this moment. So breathe into that intention. Seal it in your heart. Refer to it as often as we go across through the class. And we're just going to come up into a cross-legged sitting position. So take your time and just gently make your way up into a sitting position. And we'll find our heart above our hips and our head, of course, above our heart. And let's just simply, again, start with just the hands on the thighs. And again, giving ourselves just a little bit of a massage here, just coaxing the thighs down. And again, checking in, noticing your body, making any small little adjustments to just simply be comfortable, but at the same time, feeling dignified. So we're going to just simply move a little bit here. So starting with cat and cow sitting, on the inhale, let's bring our belly forward, our chest forward, and then just look up and inhale here. And then on exhale, pull the belly back to the spine, bring the chin down to the chest, and bring your shoulders forward. And then we'll just go back into breathing. So inhale, chest comes forward, belly pulls in, heart lifts up. And then exhale, we round the back, bring the chin to the chest, pull the belly in. So using your arms, inhale, pull your chest forward, lift your chin up. And on your exhale, push into your hands so you can slide your spine back. A couple more breaths, breathing in, coming forward, lifting the heart up, looking up. And exhaling, rounding again the spine, rounding the back, chin to chest. 2 more breaths, breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. Just come back up to a neutral spine. We start with a twist here. We'll twist to the right. So take that right hand behind you. The left hand is going to come over to that right thigh. Pushing into the right hand to lengthen the spine, breathe in. And on your exhale, you twist from the belly, twist into the chest. Right shoulder comes back, left shoulder is coming forward. Then turn your chin and look over that right shoulder. Breathe in, let your spine lengthen. Breathe out and see if you can twist a little bit more. Let's come back to center. Inhale, reach your arms up, neutralizing the spine. And then on the exhale, twisting to the left. Left hand behind you. Right hand crosses the body to the outside of the left knee or thigh. Start with your inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. So again, beginning this twist from the real base of the spine, moving up the spine, belly, chest, shoulders. The neck has lots of flexibility for most. So don't really think about cranking the neck and cranking the chin, but focus more just on the torso for here. Let's release this pose, come back to center, inhale, bring your arms up. And then place the right hand down along the right hip, and you're going to walk that right fingertips away from your body. As you start to lean into the right hand, you're going to stretch along the left side of your body. The further down you can bend to the right, the bigger stretch you're going to create to the left. Now try to keep the left sits bones rooted onto the mat or onto the block or the blanket, whatever you're holding on to. And again, now connect to your breath here. Breathe in, let yourself lift, let your spine get longer, and then exhale. Find out if you can go just a little bit deeper over to the right side. So just pulsing gently with the breath, breathing in, lengthening, and then breathing out and just getting just a delicious stretch through those intercostal muscles, right from the hip to the fingertips. Let's push into that right hand and inhale. We'll come all the way up. Reach both arms up to the sky. Again, just neutralizing the spine. And then exhale, we're going to come down to the left. So left hand comes down by your left hip. And you're just going to finger walk that left hand away from your body as you start to now gently lean over to the left. Feel the stretch. Walk your hand, that left hand a little further away. Keep that right sits bones down. Make a connection to your breath. Breathe in. Let your body lift. Let the spine lengthen. Just imagine a balloon filling with air. And then as you exhale, the air is released from the balloon. You create the space with the inhale so you can move into that space with the exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. Filling up on the inhale, lifting and lengthening, and then exhale, softening and rounding over the left side. Let's breathe in and come all the way back up. Both hands lift up over the head and bring our hands together and slide them down to the heart. Inhale. Exhale, we're just going to twist to the right. Push the left hand into the right hand and turn your body to face the right side. Come back to center, inhale. And exhale, let's go over to the left side. Inhale, come back to center. On your exhale, just place your hands down by your mat. Now keeping the sits bones down, keep your chin lifted. Walk your hands forward, keeping your spine long. Keep the sits bones down, keep your spine long. Have your hands about shoulder width apart. Look forward. Now drop your head and bring your ears by your biceps. Push into your fingertips, slide your hips back. Find where the breath is traveling in you now. See where the exhalation will take you. Look forward. Push into the hands and walk your hands back towards your body. We're going to move to tabletop position. So gracefully release yourself from the sitting pose and come on down to a tabletop position. That is hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide. Push into the heels of the hand. Push into the finger pads of the hand. Get your chin away from your chest. Take a moment and set up. Visualize your spine is long and your shoulder blades are wide. Extend the tailbone straight back. Push your feet down. Draw the belly up towards the spine like you're levitating here. Now on an inhale, let your belly fall towards the earth. Push your chest forward between the biceps, lift up your chin, tip your tailbone up, and then exhale, bring the chin to the chest, pull the belly up to the spine, tip your tail down. When you're ready to breathe in, inhale, let the belly fall, tip your tail up, let the heart come forward and up, lift your chin up, exhale, finding cat pose. So let's move through a few rounds in your own breath, taking your time, again, really being conscious and aware of the movements inside your body. So for this next breath, notice your pelvis and notice how your pelvis travels in these poses. And when you finish the breath, noticing the pelvis, notice your belly button and notice how your belly button travels between these two poses. And lastly, we'll just pay attention to our chin and notice the flow of the chin as it carves up to the sky and returns back down to the chest. When we finish that pose off, let's come back to that neutral spine. take your right hand and we're just going to reverse the hand so the fingers are pointing towards the right knee. If you wish, you can just use your left hand as normal. We're just going to try to create a little circle here. The other option, of course, is both hands can be reversed. And you just want to, again, be very gentle on your body here and just simply make some small circles with the body as you are slowly trying to, again, bring some mobility into our wrists, which, quite honestly, from our technology and from all the work we do with our hands is somewhat limited. This is just a nice way of opening things up. And then go ahead, bring your hands back to normal. We're just going to do a figure 8 here. So with our belly button as being our focus, let's bring our belly towards the right wrist. And then bring your belly over towards the left wrist. And then send your belly back towards the right heel. Your belly towards the left heel. Let's bring our belly all the way up to the right wrist, to the left wrist, back to the right heel, over to the left heel. Come back up to your right wrist and hold. Send your hips, send your belly to your left heel, your right heel, your left wrist, your right wrist. So you know the pattern, just continue on, moving, stirring the pot, feeling the body. See if you can just smile here. This is just you enjoying you and enjoying this body that we have. Come on back to our standard position. Just walk your knees back a little bit here, and we're going to drop down onto our elbows. And walking the knees back just a little bit more, keeping the hips above the knees. Can you bring your forehead down in between your elbows? You might be able to walk your hands forward, or you're just going to keep your elbows on the ground. Let your heart melt towards the earth between the shoulder blades. Keep your tail stuck up into the air. Have the forehead gently resting on the mat. And massaging that third eye between the eyes, just gently rock your head to the left and the right. Left and right. Coming into stillness, push your hips up a little higher. Melt your heart down just a little lower. Breathe in through the crown of the head. Feel the breath travel down the length of the spine. And then exhale, soften, and let the breath come back out through the crown of the head to be delivered back in on the next breath. Now push into your hands. Gently lift your head and look forward. Come forward onto your belly button, dropping your belly to the floor, separating your feet about hip-width apart. Your elbows are under your shoulders. Your arms are stretched out wide, palms spread wide. Turn the palms slightly outward. Bring your shoulders back, lift your chin up. Feel the curvature of your spine. Gravity here is our friend. As we just melt the front part of our body forward and down, keeping the shoulders gently back. Sphinx pose. Keeping contact with the earth through the hands, turn your head to look over your right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale back to center. Look over your left shoulder, breathe in. Exhale back to center. One more time on each side. Inhale, look right. Exhale to center. Inhale, look left. Exhale back to center. Release your body all the way down. Let your arms rest along the side of your body. Turn your palms up. And let everyone put their right cheek on the floor, right cheek on your floor. Use an inhale, lift up your chin, turn your head, and bring the left cheek on the floor. And I usually find that, again, one side of the body is a little bit more open than the other side, which feels a little bit more restricted. And I really notice that with my neck, that one side seems to feel a little bit different than the other side. So again, not a right or wrong, not a good or bad. It's just an observation. And we notice that our body is not asymmetrical. It is, in fact, very different side to side. All righty, everybody. Let's bring our nose on the mat. We're going to bring our hands underneath our shoulders. And we're going to come to being on our elbows, setting up for a low plank. So come up onto your elbows, interlace your fingers, have your elbows underneath your shoulders. And then when you're ready, lifting your body up, low plank, elbows and toes. Imagine, again, your body is this long line. You can release into your knees whenever you need to. We're going to hold here for a moment, probably about 10 breaths, chin away from chest, pushing the heels back, active through the legs, keeping the thighs lifted, feeling as though the belly is levitating up to the spine. Shoulders are broad, shoulder blades squeezing together and coming down the back. Looking slightly forward. Breathing in, breathing out, taking another breath in, another breath out. We're going to count 3 more breaths. Your count, long and slow, full and complete. And when you finish the 3 breaths, simply come down to lying on your belly back in Avasana. It's your breath. It's your counting. It's your body. Meet me on the mat. Looking right, looking left, breathing, feeling how the body with exertion is now feeling. Whatever way you're looking, look the other way. So inhale your head up and then exhale, look the other way. Relax where you can. Breathe into areas that are still feeling as though energy is pulsing through it. All right, let's bring our chin onto the mat, our hands underneath our shoulders. We're going to push ourselves to hands and knees. Step the knees back a couple of inches, curl the toes under. Take a breath in, tip your tailbone up, exhale, lift your hips up, and find downward facing dog. And go ahead, take a moment, walk your dog out a little bit. Again, doing a deep knee bend with one leg, straightening the other leg and pushing the heel towards the mat. And just shifting from side to side for a moment. Take a peek up towards your hands. Notice how wide your fingers are spread. Notice the creases on the wrist, that they're parallel to the front of the mat. Maintain a soft bend in the elbows. Drop your head down. Have a soft bend in the knees. And see if you can tip your tail up. Push into the hands to lift your hips higher. And from the high hips, push down towards the heels, seeing how low you can get your heels down. And don't worry if they don't touch. That's perfectly normal. Let's do an inhale. Come up high on those tippy toes. On your exhale, bend your knees and just hover them above the mat. And then breathe in and lift your hips as you come up to the toes again. And then exhale, push the heels down. Like that again. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, hover. Inhale, bring it all back up. And exhale, push your heels down. As you breathe in, look up towards your hands, bend your knees, and now just take little wee steps And walk your feet up in between your hands, keeping the knees generously bent so the fingers can stay on the floor. Your belly might be resting right on your thighs here, but don't look down at the floor towards your feet. Choose to look between your legs. This will let the head completely drop. Now shake your head yes and no. You don't want to be holding on to that right now. Reach for opposite elbows with your hands and just start gently rocking from side to side, thinking maybe like the pendulum in an old grandfather clock. Feel again the release in the lower back. All day long as we walk around, our spine is compressed, gravity pushing down, pushing down. So this inversion here is recreating the natural space between the vertebrae. Let go of whatever you're holding on to, fingertips on the floor, and then breathing in and slowly coming up to stand. So we're just going to ragdoll ourselves up, taking our time. When you come to stand, bring the shoulders up over your ears. If you can, roll them back. Bring the palms to be forward. Let's do that again. Inhale, roll those shoulders up and back. Now have your feet either together or hip width apart. Spread your toes wide, and then just let your toes rest on the earth. Draw the energy up from the earth into the legs. So activate your thighs by feeling your knees lift up. Tuck your tail down as you draw the belly in. Gently pull the shoulder blades together, open up through the collarbone area. Chin away from chest and just grow tall. Here we are through the crown of the head. Our Tadasana mountain pose. Relax, be strong, be ready for anything. Bringing a soft bend into the knees, inhale, sweep your arms up. Look up into the hands like you're holding a big beach ball. Drop the shoulders down, pull the belly in, lift your heart, root your feet down. Bring the palms together, and on the exhale, draw the belly to the spine, hinge at the waist, bring your hands all the way down to the earth, drop your head. Inhale, take a halfway lift by bringing hands to shins. Pull the shoulders back, lengthen the spine, draw the belly in, chin away from chest. On your exhale, again, pull the belly up, drop your head, fingertips on the floor. Place your hands up onto your thighs above the knees, and inhale, once again, halfway lift. Squeeze the elbows along the body. Extend your tail backwards. Sit down a little lower, bend your knees. Create that idea of your belly, your chest is parallel to the floor that you're looking straight down to. Weight is in the heel. Now give up the work and exhale, lift your hips, but drop your head and bring the fingertips to the floor. Now push into those feet and inhale, rise up to your greatness. Reach up, look up, stretch up, and bring the palms together and exhale, bring them down to your heart. Release the arms alongside your body, soft bend in the knees, inhale, sweep them up. Exhale here, forward fold, slow descent all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, airplane arms, reach your arms back. Sit your hips back. Spine is long. Weight is in your heels. Exhale here, forward fold. Bend your knees. Step the right foot all the way to the back of the mat and drop your right knee down. Your left knee is above the left ankle. Scissor the thighs together. On an inhale, bring your arms forward and up. Drop your shoulders down, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Draw the belly in, lift up your heart, look up to your hands. Bring the palms together. Exhale down to your heart, down to the floor. Frame your front foot. Now you're going to straighten the left leg. So drop your hips back towards the right heel. Flare the toes of the left foot. Keep your hips square. Hands back by your hips. Push back forward onto that left foot. Lift the right knee up. Simple twist to the left. So right hand stays on the mat. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Eyes follow. Right shoulder drops towards the earth. Left arm opens up. We look up. And on your exhale, bring on that left hand all the way back down. All the way back down. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Breathe in. And now lower yourself all the way down to the earth, all the way down in a long, long line. Hands under your shoulders, tops of the feet pushing down into the mat. Without using your hands, use an inhale and lift your head and shoulders up, finding baby cobra. On your exhale, let your nose come back to the mat. 2 more like that. Inhale, engaging the lower spine. A long spine lifts up. There's no wrinkles in the back of the neck here. And exhale, lower down. Last time. Inhale, lift it all up. And exhale, lower it all down. Really great. All right, push into those hands, back to your hands and knees. Curl your toes under and keep lifting yourself up all the way back into downward facing dog. Sink your heels down. Lift your hips up. Push into your left foot. And inhale, lift your right leg up nice and high. Then looking ahead, bring the right foot to the inside of the right hand. Drop your left knee down. Feel yourself squaring your hips. On an inhale, arms reach forward and up, scissoring those thighs together. Drop your shoulders down. Imagine that beach ball. Spread your fingers wide. Pinky fingers point towards one another. Pull the belly in. Let your heart lift up and look up. Bring the palms together. On an exhale, slide them down to the heart and down to the earth, framing your front foot. Straightening the right leg. Slide your hips back. Lift the toe of the right foot. You're feeling a stretch in the hamstring on the underside of that right leg. Try to keep your hips square rather than bailing out and letting your body fall towards the right side. Keep it strong. Hands back by your hips. We're going to push ourselves forward back onto that right foot. You're going to lift the left knee up off the mat. Keep that left hand rooted down. Simple twist to the right. Inhale. Lift that right arm up. Gaze up into the right hand. Open your heart to the right side of your mat. Maintain the length from the back foot to the crown. And on your exhale, bring that hand all the way back down to the earth. Step the left foot up to meet the right. Hands on shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now walk your feet so the big toes are touching and the heels are slightly apart. Tip your tail down, so tip your bum down, and then inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. So again, the idea of holding to this beach ball, we want to bring the weight of our body back towards our heels. So can you lift your toes up for a moment and show yourself that you've got this going on? Relax your shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades together, squeeze your knees together. Breathe in, lift up an inch. Exhale, sit down 2, challenge yourself. One more time, breathe in an inch and sit down 2. Come to stand, hands at heart. Touch the center of your chest with your thumb, bow your head, and simply feel yourself breathing. Feeling the beating of your heart and the breath caressing the fingertips. Relax through the shoulders. Let's release our arms alongside the body. Take a bend in the knees. Inhale, sweep them up. And on your exhale, forward fold, bring it all the way down. Halfway lift again, spine is long. Exhale, fold, bend your knees. Step again the right foot back. Wiggle it back farther than farther, and then drop the right knee down. Inhale, bring your arms up. Drop your shoulders down. Bend the elbows and find cactus arms. Let your heart lift as you take the back of your hands towards the back of your mat. Lift your heart up. Really nice. Lift it up a little bit more. And then come forward and bring the hands to your heart. Take an inhale. Now twisting to the left, bring your right elbow to the outside of the left knee or thigh. Push the left hand into the right hand. Use that right elbow against the bicep to twist your body over to the left. Nice. Come back to center. Release your hands to the mat. Stretch that hamstring again, straightening the left leg, flaring the left toes, sitting back, keeping your hips square, feeling the underside of the left leg. Hands back by your hips. Push yourself forward onto the left foot. Curl the right toe under, lift the knee. Simple twist to the left, right hand stays rooted, left arm reaches up. We look up into the left hand. Breathing in, opening up. Exhale, let's bring that hand all the way down. Step your left foot back, high plank. Option to use your knees. You're going to lower down all the way or halfway. Come forward and up into upward dog, or if you're all the way down, just again a baby cobra, and then push all of this back to downward facing dog. Walk your dog for a minute, release and let go of any residual energy, any tightness, any soreness, let go of it. Feet come together. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, right foot steps between hands. Left knee comes down to the mat. Scissor your thighs together. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. Drop your shoulders down. Spread your fingers wide. Draw the belly back to the spine and up to the heart. Bend your elbows, spread your fingers wide, finding goddess arms. As you take your hands towards the back of your mat, let your heart lift, let your gaze lift. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale. On your exhale, bring your hands together. Look ahead. Take a breath in. Twisting to your right, left elbow comes across the body to the outside of the right knee or thigh. Now you're pushing firmly down in the right hand, allowing the left side body to tuck underneath you. Chin is away from chest. You're looking up over that right shoulder. Come on back to center. Hands on the mat. Hamstring stretch. Straighten the right leg. Send your hips back towards the left heel. Hands back by the hips, push yourself forward back onto that right foot. Curl your back toe under, lift the left knee. And we're going to twist. Left hand stays down, right hand reaches up. Look up into your right hand. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring that right hand down. Step your back foot up to meet your front foot. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine, let go of again any congestion, and exhale, fold. Bring your hands up onto your hips, squeeze the elbows together, lift your toes up, inhale, come up halfway, toes on the mat, exhale, come the rest of the way up. Weight comes over into the left foot, right heel lifts up, soft bend in the left knee. Go ahead and lift that right leg up. So bring the right knee in line with the right hip. Soft bend in the left knee, flex the toes of the right foot. Now take your left hand to the outer side of the right knee or thigh. Reach your right arm towards the right side of the room. As you pull that right leg across your body to the left, take your gaze now and see if you can look at that right hand. Where is your breath? How is your breath moving in you now? Find your inhale for lengthening and the exhaling to twist. One more breath in and exhale, twist. Bring it all back to center. Release the leg to the mat. Let's just roll our shoulders. And we'll set up for the other side. Start with your hands onto the hips. This time bringing the weight into the right foot. Just lift the left heel up, just the heel for a moment. And then when you're ready, just let that leg float up. So again, we want to keep the left toes engaged. We want to have a soft bend in the right knee. The right hand is going to reach across the body outside of the left leg. Left arm is going to reach to the left side of the room. We're going to pull that leg across the body and challenging our balance by looking towards that left hand. Really nice, guys. Really nice. Hold for another breath and stay for one more. Let's bring it all back to center and gently lower that foot back on the floor. Here we flow again, soft bend in the knees. Inhale, let's reach up. And on your exhale, forward fold, bring it all the way down, fingers to the earth. Halfway lift, one of those versions that we've been practicing. And exhale, fold. Hands on the mat, step or hop back to a high plank. Option to use your knees. Lower down to low plank or all the way to the floor. Come forward and up into upward dog or baby cobra, and then push it all back, downward facing dog. Push your heels down, lift your hips up. Now bring your feet together. Push into the left foot with a straight right leg. Lift your right leg up nice and high. Three-legged dog. Keep your hips square. Push through that heel. Flex the toes back towards your shin. Now, bend that knee, bend the knee, and then lift and stack your hips. So the right hip is lifting and stacking right on top of the right hip. Think about using the inhale to lift your knee even higher, and the exhale to squeeze the foot towards the bum. Now let's straighten that leg, square the hips to the ground, come forward to a high plank and bring the knee up into the chest. And inhale, send the right leg high. Come forward again and bring the right knee to the right elbow. And inhale, lift it high. We're going to get tricky, guys. Bring the right knee to the left elbow and then straighten that right leg to the left side of your mat. Keep your right hand rooted down. Reach your left arm up. Open your heart to the sky. Drop your head. Smile. Feel good because you look great. And exhale here, bring that hand down, left hand down. Inhale, lift your right leg back up. You're going to step that right foot all the way through as we're setting up here for Warrior One. So that left foot is going to step in about halfway. Turn the left toes to face of 10 o'clock. Scissor the thighs together and inhale. We reach our arms up. Squaring your hips to the front. Right knee over right ankle. Right hip back, left hip forward. Shoulders are soft. Shoulder blades engaged to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Arms are straight, biceps by ears. Fingers spread wide, pinky fingers pointing to one another. Heart lifts, gaze lifts. Let's move it into our goddess arms. We're going to take our bend our elbows, spread the fingers wide here. And then moving into an eagle pose, we're going to take our right arm onto the left, come up onto the left toes, and we're going to step and place that left thigh over top of the right thigh. Lift your elbows up higher. Sit your hips down lower. Square your hips to the front. Don't bail out on that right-hand side. If you fall out, you just get out again. Lift your elbows up a little higher and sit down a little lower. We'll see if we're going to step back into our eagle pose. So you're going to uncross your legs and step back. Square your hips. And let's reach our arms up. And then we're going to release our arms and transition to Warrior Two. Warrior Two. Right hand forward, left hand back. We bring the right knee over top of the right ankle. The left leg is stretched out long. Left toes pointing to 9 o'clock. Turn your palms up. Feel your shoulders settle. Turn your palms down. Bring your hands to your hips. Straighten the right leg. Turn all the toes to face the left side of the room. Elbows point back, belly draws in. Heart lifts. with a soft bend in the knees and a flat back, forward fold, all the way down. Drop your head, take your hands in between your feet. So we're slightly pigeon-toed in this pose. That is the big toes pointing back ever so slightly towards one another. I want you to feel the energy drawing up from the inner arches, pulling up the inner seam of the legs. Let that lift your hips as you drop your head a little bit lower. Let's bring our hands up onto our hips. Elbows are going to point up. Soft bend in the knees. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, come the rest of the way up. Hands on your hips, heel toe your feet together. Step back up to the top of the mat. Sweep your arms forward and up. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold, come on down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold, hands on the mat, bend your knees. Step or hop back, high plank. Lower down, chaturanga, or to your baby cobra. Inhale, upward dog, baby cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Feet come together. Push into the left foot. Right leg lifts up, or the other side. Left leg lifts up, my mistake. Left leg lifts up. Come forward to a high plank and bring that knee into your chest. And inhale, send the left leg back. Let's bring the left knee to the left elbow and inhale that leg back. This is where it gets tricky. Left knee to right elbow, and then extend that leg out to the right side of your mat so that you're on the side of your foot, the baby toe edge of your foot. Keep your left hand down. Bring your right arm up to the sky and open up your heart. Look up to your hand. Drop your head. Smile. Feel good. And then bring that right hand all the way down. Inhale, bring your left leg up. You're going to step your left foot right in between your hands as we set up for warrior one. Right foot steps in about halfway. Square your hips. Use your inhale to reach forward and up. Once the arms reach up, spread your fingers wide. Imagine that beach ball again. Soften through the shoulders, engage through the shoulder blades. Feel your feet rooted down, maybe even taking a moment here, lift your toes up. I mean, there's no pose that can work unless you have a firm foundation to the earth. Square your hips there. Bend your elbows now. Bend your elbows, goddess arms. Open up your heart. Maybe let your heart lift. Take the back of your hands towards the back of the mat. Eyes come forward. Let's take the left arm under the right and twist tie those arms into ego. Come up onto the toe of the right foot, and then when you're ready, right foot steps up and over, crossing right thigh on left. Square your hips to the front, lift your elbows up. See if you can sit down a little lower. And honestly, in this pose, by getting down a little lower, it actually makes it easier to balance. We want to keep our spine strong and straight, shoulders over hips, avoid the tendency of leaning forward. Now carefully, we're going to unravel our legs and come back to warrior one. Step back. And then release your arms up, inhale. And then transition warrior two. Right hand goes behind you, left hand comes front. We heel toe our feet just a little further apart. Ideally in this pose, when we point down with our hands, we're pointing to where our wrists are. That's how wide the legs should be in this particular stance. All right, let's bring our hands to our hips. We're going to straighten that left leg. Turn your toes to face the right side of the mat. Squeeze your elbows together. Pull your belly in. Lift up your heart. And exhale, forward fold. Long spine. Reach your hands to your ankles. Drop your head. Tip your tail up. Use the strength of your hands and arms to pull your head down, all the while lifting your hips higher. Breathing in here and breathing out. All right, release whatever you're holding on to. Bring your hands to your hips, point your elbows up, squeeze them towards one another. Soft bend in the knees with a flat back, come up halfway. Squeezing the elbows together, come all the way up. Just heel toe your feet back together, turn and face the front of the room. Pushing into the left foot, we're going to let the right leg start going behind us now, and we're going to start hinging forward into toppling tree. So release your hands, reach behind you, bring your body forward. So you're shaping your body like a big capital letter T. Trying to keep your hips square. Soft bend in the standing leg will help you with your balance. Moving into half moon pose, bring your hands to your heart, and then bring the fingertips down to the earth, right at the shoulder level. So your left hand is now about a foot in front of the baby toe of the left foot. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Turn the toes of the right foot to the right side of your mat and feel your right hip lift and stack on top of the left hip. Stay right here or challenge yourself more by reaching the right arm straight up towards the sky. If you want more challenge here, bend the right knee and reach the right hand back to grab a hold of the right foot for sugar cane. Kick the right foot into the right hand. Have some fun. If you fall, you just get back on the horse. Carefully, slowly, let's release. Forward fold at the mat. Let your head be heavy. Knees are gently bent. Shake your head yes or no. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, come up halfway, squeeze those elbows together, and exhale, come the rest of the way up. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're going to slide that straight left leg back. You're going to start hinging forward at the waist. Release your hands towards the back of the mat. Turn the palms down, thumbs away from your body. Looking about 3 or 4 feet in front of the mat. And just slowly tipping forward. Now, some of us will only get our foot an inch or so off the mat, and that's fine. It doesn't matter if it's all the way up or just a little bit. You're still getting the same benefits of the practice. Moving into half moon, let's bring our hands to our heart. Look straight down. Deliver the hands straight down from the shoulders. So your right hand is just on the baby toe edge of the right foot, and your hand's about a foot away from your toe. So now take your left hand onto your left hip and see if you might be able to turn that toes of that left foot over to the left side of the room. Stay here or offer that left arm up to the sky. I got you. See if you can lift that leg a little higher. Again, you can challenge your balance here. See if you can look up towards your left hand, or even more fun, try to bend your left knee and reach back. You want to try to do that? Okay, wherever you are. Great effort. One more breath. And let's carefully, slowly release into a forward fold. Really nice. Oh my gosh. Now let's just heel toe our feet out to the edges of the mat. And we can drop our hips down into a yoga squat. Bring our hands to our heart. Take our elbows to the inside of the thighs or the knees. See if we can touch the center of our chest with our thumbs. Really pushing those knees away. And we're going to release onto our bums here. So one hand at a time comes behind you. And you can come to sit. And we're just going to come down onto our backs now. So reach your arms forward, legs gently bent. And then really take your time here and slowly, slowly come on down to your back. Now we're going to take our arms out into a T shape. We're going to push into our feet to lift our hips up just an inch or so and slide our hips over to the right. Okay? Over to the right. Now let that left leg go long. And you're going to take your left hand and pull that right leg across your body. So we're twisting our hips over to the left. You're going to look to the right. So you can stay just like this. If you want to have a really interesting twist here and nice little stretch, this is called cattails. You have an option of bending the left knee now and reaching with your right hand over towards the left foot. So you're looking over your left shoulder. You're trying to pull that left foot over to the right side of the mat as you push your left hand down on the left knee and creating that beautiful tension and stretch in the body. Breathe here. Let yourself feel the sensations and notice again where the breath is moving in this pose. We're going to come back to center. So simply look up first, then release whatever you're holding and bring your legs out. Now just straighten your legs for a moment. Take your legs out long and then just paddle your legs a little bit here just to let go again of any residual energy. And then we're going to do the same thing. So both feet on the mat, lift your hips, slide them over to the left edge and lower them down there. Okay? Let the right leg go long. Pull the left knee in and then drag that left leg across your body to the right side. Take your gaze over, just put your hand right up here. Take your gaze over your left shoulder. So again, this twist might be all that you need tonight. Again, if you want that little bit of difference, then try. You're going to bend your right knee and reach that left hand back and see if you can grab a hold of your foot. So again, we want to take that right foot over towards the left side of our mat. Simultaneously, our right hand is pushing down into that left knee and giving us just a beautiful, beautiful stretchy twist. Hold here for just 2 more breaths. And we're going to release that. Come on back to center. Draw both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. And then finding happy baby, spread your knees wide. Reach your hands up and between the knees to the inside of the soles of the feet. Knees are wide. You're trying to draw those knees down along side body. Kick your feet up towards the sky. Gently rock from side to side. Let's release the pose. Let the legs go long. Find the corner of the mat with your heels. Let your toes flop open. Lift your hips, tuck your tail down underneath you. Push into the elbows in the back of the head. Let your upper body lift. Slide the shoulder blades underneath your heart. Bring the chin just another millimeter closer to your chest. Take your arms away from your body. Turn the palms to face up. Let's everyone take a big, deep breath in through your nose. Exhale with a sigh. Final Shavasana. Our final resting pose. It's really the pose where our body kind of marinates all of the goodness that we have brought it over this last hour. We have become stronger. Our body has become more flexible, more pliable. We've serviced our body by delivering this rich oxygenated blood that we've created with our breath, and we've dispersed this through our entire being. All of our internal organs have been massaged. Rich blood has been able to find its way into the creases and crevices of these internal organs and really nurtured and fed ourselves. Our awareness of breath has quieted the mind. We're calm. We're relaxed. We're at peace. We're centered. This is who we really are right here. So give yourself these couple of minutes to bask in your greatness. Ever so gently begin to invite a little bit more air into the body as you start to expand your breath again, as we prepare to wake our body. Once you feel as though you've gathered enough energy for movement, again, invite very simple movement into fingers and into toes, expanding to wrists and ankles when you're ready. Using an inhale, let's take our arms again up and over the head, draw the legs together, do yourself a glorious stretch. Invite the knees up into your chest, give yourself a hug of gratitude, simply thanking your body for all the hard work it's done and acknowledging you taking time for you to get onto your mat and take care of yourself. Let your feet land back on the floor. Take your right arm over your head. We'll roll over onto our right side, push into the earth with the left hand and make our way back up to a comfortable seat. Whatever that might look like for you. Keeping the eyes closed, bring your palms together. Bring them to heart center. Just bow your head and just simply take a moment. And we'll see if we can wake up anyone in the house by just simply doing one Om, the roar of the universe. So we'll take a breath in through the nose, long and deep, and sing Om. I'd like to thank my two great students, my wife Judy and my daughter Jessica, for helping me here on my mat so I can help you on your mat. Thank you so much for coming. Know that I put these videos onto YouTube. So if you're looking for an extra practice between our Tuesday nights, if you visit Dan's Yoga on YouTube, you'll see my channel and there's lots of videos there for you to choose from. The light in my heart bows in honors to the same light in yours. Namaste. Thanks, everyone.